Hi guys, just Matt Luxton here. I'm here today with a lad called Dan. Dan's one of my colleagues on my master's degree, and Dan's got a pretty awesome story that I wanted to share with you. I only actually found out about it this morning myself, um, just by default really. So I just wanted to kind of let Dan introduce himself, and then we will roll from there. We're going to be talking a little bit about the mindset and how to create a sort of a winning mentality when it comes to fat loss, which Dan has done awesomely well in this year. So, Dan, do you just want to just quickly introduce yourself, just tell people what sort of where you've come from in the last sort of 6 to 12 months, and perhaps what you did before that.
Oh, well, basically, yeah, I'm Dan. Basically, I'm 21. Did a degree at Bangor University. I was 16 stone 7 pounds. Uh, in about a year and a half, I've dropped down to 12 and a half.
That's awesome.
So it's about four stone weight loss.
Cool. So let's just if we go back to the start then, where do you think things started to go wrong for you, Dan? Like, what do you think sort of?
A lot of sedentary lifestyle. I started driving to school, drive at the age of 18 when I learnt to drive. Um, and as everybody knows, when you turn 18, you start drinking. You eat not very nice food.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, my physical activity just dropped, and my calorie intake raised really.
Yeah. So were they like in particular? What would you say the biggest things were? Like the
So
habits that you got into. What were the ones that had a major effect on your body and like
So
and
yeah,
why?
it was like when I went to uni, it was going out 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and then after the alcohol, after drinking 10, 12 pints,
Yeah.
which is basically your full amount of calories in the day,
Yeah.
you would then have a kebab, which would then double, maybe triple it,
Yeah.
um, which is and yeah, as I say, that would be happening three times a week. Um, and if you're doubling, tripling your calorie intake 3 days a week, you're gonna
Yeah.
put weight on.
Yeah. And like, sort of, how did you feel and at the time, and what sort of what made you change?
Well, at the time, I didn't really notice anything until I got up to my biggest weight. Um, but then when I was at that weight, I felt sluggish. I didn't really want to do anything, and it was kind of a snowball. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to walk to the shops. I didn't want to go play sport, go for a run or anything, and you just eat the same stuff as well because you don't think it's affecting you
Mhm.
until you hit the point where you actually look in the mirror one day and go, wow, that's what I've turned into.
Mm.
Um, you well need to start changing your lifestyle. Really, you need to you find a moment when you can't walk upstairs without panting or can't run up the stairs to just grab your phone at the top of the stairs before it goes stops ringing
Mm.
before you need
So
to.
like those sort of day-to-day things you sort of notice more like
Yeah,
creeping in, like you
yeah.
started. And so like, so you decided to change at that point when you realised those things. Like, what what do you think? Like, what sort of nutritional things then do you think made a major difference? Like, we're going to talk more about mindset in this, but like, just a few things that you think nutritionally you really got just help you get to grips with it.
So yeah, well, there's a few huge things really. If you buy the nasty food, the processed chicken, the processed chips, frozen stuff like that, you're gonna eat it. And if it's in your freezer or your fridge, you're gonna eat it. If you buy fresh fruit, well, even frozen fruit, like
Yeah.
it keeps. Um, you because it's in your freezer, you will eat it. Especially fresh fruit, it will stop you going to takeaways. It will
Yeah.
stop you going out to eat. If it's in your fridge and you've bought it already, you just feel a bit bad if you're going to waste it.
Yeah.
Another one is make breakfast is a huge one,
Mhm.
and try and incorporate protein into the breakfast is
Mhm.
a huge one, which I do with Greek yogurt. Just instead of milk, I use Greek yogurt with
Mhm.
a bit of water,
Cool.
which works.
Cool. And like obviously like it's not always easy. Like can get quite tough. What for you has helped keep you going? Like
Keep me going. It was the progression picture really. So if you've got a picture of you at your biggest weight, um, and if you've got a mirror at all, just every time you go into the shower or go for a shower, go for a brush your teeth, just look at yourself and see how much you've changed compared to your biggest weight.
so having that picture.
Yeah, the picture's a huge one because you can see how far you've come,
Yeah.
and then you don't want to stop and you
No.
don't want to get back up to that weight.
Like in terms of that, then how would you say you've overcome? Like obviously you will like sometimes like unfortunately, the person that we talk to most is ourselves, and like obviously the negative thoughts that we have, quite often we talk to ourselves about them. What would you say? How have you overcome those? Or have you had any? Or
Well, yeah, everybody gets negative
yeah,
thoughts. Everybody gets like pains and stuff. But you got to surround yourself with people that like fitness, like health.
Mm.
Social media is a great one. Twitter. I follow many health based Twitter pages that come up every so often and just keep you, like, they'll post a picture or they'll post a tweet that'll just keep you on that right frame of mind,
yeah.
keep you on the road to success, really.
So you're seeing more of those kind of posts rather than the other ones.
Oh, definitely, yeah. If you
Yeah.
see, yeah, if you surround yourself with people like that, you're more likely to see. You'll see 5 of those compared to one of the negative, the negative tweets, and yeah, it helps so much if you're seeing them scrolling through every day. That it just subconsciously just gets in there, and it becomes habit.
Yeah. So we're nearly done. What I wanted to ask you was like sort of like obviously what's the most helpful thing that you've had, and sort of how you're feeling now, really.
Well, say again, the most important thing I believe is to get someone, or even if it's just a training partner
Yeah.
or friend, or even like I've trained on my own, but I've used this social media thing, and it is like you've got a training partner there with you.
Yeah, someone's
Like,
watching over
yeah,
you.
it feels like there's someone there with you. And now I feel great. I got so much more energy. My study's going a lot better. I've got no negatives of getting healthy and getting fit.
Yeah, so the end result's good. Cool, and then like obviously, what are your sort of plans, sort of long term as well? What are the sort of things like? Because obviously, going from where you were a year ago, some things perhaps were a long way away, which you hadn't really envisaged doing. I know we sort of talked earlier about a couple of your goals, so.
Yeah, a couple of the goals, but basically, in the next 6 months, really, I want to run a half marathon.
Yeah.
I've done a mud run already, which was about 10 miles. So want to get onto a road run, and then a long-term goal would be to run a marathon.
Run a full marathon.
Run a full one. Yeah, I would, depending on time and depending on skill. I would like to play. Like, I play hockey. I play a decent standard of hockey. I would like to play a very good decent standard of hockey. Just need to get fit, a bit more fitter, and I'll be there, really.
Cool. So if you're just going to wrap this up, just a message for anybody out there who's probably maybe, it's just before Christmas now. There are a lot of people out there who are thinking, right, I'm going to start in January. If you've got one thing that maybe you could just like give them as a little bit of inspiration to perhaps not wait until after Christmas to do something, even if they don't do the whole thing before Christmas.
Well, everybody says tomorrow, but if you say tomorrow, then that's the next day. Let's make the change today. If you make one small change today, it'll make a bigger difference tomorrow.
Yeah.
So even if it's walking to work or cycling to work instead of getting in the car, you'll look better and feel better on Christmas, and then you're a day ahead of everybody else that's still on the sofa.
Nice, like that. Cool. All right, thanks for your time, Dan. That's awesome, mate. And no doubt you're going to see more of Dan. Actually, going to be working with him after Christmas. So watch out for some awesome results with Dan in the coming months. Cool. Take it steady. Bye bye.